Did you know God repeatedly sent his people to one country whenever famine came? God often turned Egypt into a refuge. Again and again, when the fields of Canaan dried up and survival was at risk, God directed his people south into Egypt. Not because Egypt was righteous, but because God in his sovereignty had stored provision there ahead of time. Egypt became God's unexpected storehouse. When the rain stopped and the ground refused to yield its fruit, God did not abandon his people. Instead, he prepared a nation in advance. While others starved, Egypt had grain. While families faced extinction, Egypt became a shelter. God didn't just react to famine, he planned for it. People God sent to Egypt for provision. In 1 Abraham, provision and famine. When famine hit Canaan, Abraham went to Egypt to survive. Now there was a famine in the land, and Abram went down to Egypt to live there for a while, because the famine was severe. Genesis 12:10. God preserved the promised seed through Egypt. Joseph, sent ahead to save nations. Joseph was sent to Egypt not by accident, but by divine design. God sent me ahead of you to preserve for you a remnant on earth and to save your lives by a great deliverance. Genesis 45:7. Joseph didn't just find provision, he became the provision. Jacob, Israel, and his sons, sustained in crisis. When famine spread across the region, God moved the entire covenant family into Egypt. So Israel set out with all that was his to Egypt. Genesis 46:6. There I will make you into a great nation. Genesis 46:3. Egypt became the womb where Israel grew into a nation. The sons of Jacob, the 12 tribes, grain for survival, they came searching for food and found God's plan unfolding. Now Jacob learned that there was grain in Egypt. Genesis 42:1-2. What they meant for evil, God used to save lives. Hadad the Edomite, sustained by Pharaoh. Even outside Israel, Egypt served as a place of provision. Pharaoh gave Hadad a house and land and provided him with food. 1 Kings 11:18-19. God's provision through Egypt extended beyond Israel alone. The deeper lesson: Egypt was not always holy. It later became a place of bondage. But before it became a prison, it was a pantry. God can use unlikely places to sustain his people. Provision doesn't always come from where you expect, but it always comes from where God prepares. Moral lesson: when famine comes, don't panic. Follow God's direction. Your Egypt may not look spiritual, but it may be strategic. If you trust God, comment, Lord, I trust your leadership. Amen. Please like,